In my fourth grade classroom, I use rubrics primarily in the subject of writing. The rubric, similar to the quality evidence rubric video shown in this module, is on a 4-point scale. Level 1, 1 point; level 2, 2 points; 3, 3 points; and 4 points. The rubric used across all of the writing units is the same. So whether it's narrative, historical fiction, informative, all of the writing units use the same rubric. The rubric is broken down into 3 major sections, and then the sections are broken down into subsections. The first major section is the structure. So the overall, how it's overall written, the lead, the transitions used inside of the essay or piece of writing, the ending, and the organization. And again, as it goes further up the scale towards the 4 points, you'll see general words used, like wrote specific in transition phrases instead of just later, next. They used for example, consequently, and some major differences between the first level and the second level, and as it progresses all the way to the 4th level, is just the style of the writing. Instead of just saying the writer wrote a beginning, as it progresses, it's the writer wrote an introduction that hooked the reader, had subtopics and different things like that. The second section of the writing unit is the actual development of the writing. So elaboration and craft are the 2 subtopics of those. So if they elaborated, if they wrote, facts and definitions is typically level 1. As it gets to 4, they used quotations. They were able to use different sources like media. And same for craft. Instead of just saying they said words about a certain topic, as they get to 4, the level 4, they're able to use precise language. The last category of the writing is the language conventions, and that's just spelling and punctuation. So instead of using appropriate capitalization, they used apostrophes, quotation marks, and things like that, and had very few spelling errors. The students are familiar with this rubric. They have seen this rubric since 3rd grade. The only difference between 3rd and 4th grade, we are more specific on the language part of the language conventions, because they have learned and elaborated more, as well as the development, as opposed for example, in informational writing, the current unit we are currently writing in, they have done this in 3rd grade. However, their informational only consisted of just creating an informational piece, whether it's on how to trick or treat. They were just tasked with making sure they understood how to write a piece of writing of informational with leads and different things such as that. However, once they progress to 4th grade, we are using and introducing subtopics. So they are now required to write an informational book about Halloween, but now you're also asked to put those and group those into chapters, create subheadings, and include text features, which is a progression from 3rd grade. So 3rd grade and 4th grade, as far as writing, really do build on each other. They just build in depth, and that's where the rubric comes in handy. Students are able to see the 3rd grade unit and the 4th grade unit rubric and compare the 2 and see what is expected of them. I often do this before I start a new unit. I present them with the 3rd grade rubric that they are familiar with, and then introduce the 4th grade rubric, and we talk about the difference between the 2 and what's expected of them from 3rd grade progressing into 4th grade. And this rubric, all students have a copy of this rubric inside of their writing notebook.